Confirmed by Dispatchly. Junho and Yoona officially dating, living together for months. The revelation did not arrive quietly. It did not whisper into existence, nor tiptoe through online forums like a slow-building rumor. It detonated. It erupted across the internet with the force of a cultural earthquake, shaking the foundations of both the K-pop and K-drama worlds. Dispatch, the outlet known for dropping the biggest confirmations at the most unexpected hours, released a report so bold, so meticulously documented, and so breathtaking in its implications that fans around the world froze in disbelief. Hold on tight, C-drama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Junho and Yoona. Two of the most respected, polished, adored stars of their generation. Two individuals whose chemistry in their drama felt too natural, too effortless, too real to be dismissed as acting. For months, fans replayed scenes, paused micro-expressions, and debated whether the warmth between them was scripted or something subtle and unspoken. But no one, not even the most optimistic viewer, anticipated that Dispatch would present their story with such a decisive tone. According to their investigation, Junho and Yoona were not merely dating. Dispatch claimed they had been together for months. And the most shocking detail of all was the suggestion that they had already begun living under the same roof for part of the week. This was more than a relationship reveal. This was a paradigm shift. Dispatch's reveal began with a series of photographs taken over a span of 3 months. Not scandalous photos. Not dramatic encounters. Instead, the images portrayed something far more intimate and far more difficult to deny. Quiet moments. Routine patterns. Late evenings. Familiar gestures. Junho arriving at a certain building with no staff. Yoona exiting the same building hours later wearing comfortable clothes, as if she had simply stepped out to buy something small. The consistency of these patterns was what startled the public. Dispatch didn't present a single-day coincidence. They presented a timeline. According to their report, the connection between the two stars deepened after the completion of their drama and continued quietly through their busy schedules. The outlet described evenings spent together after long filming days, shared meals delivered to an address where cameras had rarely caught them, and a rhythm that looked less like a secret affair and more like a calm, private routine meant to protect something delicate. But for many viewers, the real question was this: how did they hide it so well? Both Junho and Yoona are seasoned professionals. They understand the spotlight. They understand the scrutiny that comes with every movement, every expression, every unexpected encounter. And yet they managed to build a space that was theirs and theirs alone, a space untouched by the noise of the outside world. Some insiders claimed that their agencies had known for some time but chose not to interfere, respecting both artists' choices and boundaries. Others suggested that even among staff members, only the closest, most trusted individuals knew the truth. Still, the report raised another question, one that fans whispered with increasing intensity. If Dispatch had been collecting evidence for months, why release it now? What shifted behind the scenes? What made this the moment to reveal the story? Some analysts speculated that Dispatch waited respectfully until both stars completed major schedules. Others believed that the depth of their relationship became impossible to ignore. And a few suggested that the couple themselves had begun preparing quietly for the possibility that the truth might one day come out. Whatever the reason, the timing felt deliberate, almost cinematic, as though fate had chosen the exact moment when the world was ready to listen. But the most dramatic turn came after the initial shock faded and the industry began to respond. Staff members from recent events recalled the small, nearly invisible details that, in hindsight, took on new meaning. A lingering glance during a backstage interview. A quiet embrace when they thought the cameras were off. The way Junho instinctively stepped slightly closer to Yoona during crowded events, as if to shield her from being jostled. The way Yoona's expression softened whenever she mentioned him in interviews, her voice lowering almost imperceptibly, as if she were revealing a secret she cherished too much to fully name. And then came the agency statements. Both agencies released responses that avoided the typical denials, the rushed clarifications, the cold distance that often accompanies unexpected dating news. Instead, their tone was gentle and deliberate, asking the public for understanding and privacy. They did not deny the report outright. They did not challenge Dispatch's claims. They chose a middle ground, prompting viewers to ask whether this silence was, in its own way, a form of confirmation. As the story dominated headlines, fans began dissecting every detail offered by Dispatch. One particular detail captured everyone's imagination. Dispatch described how the couple maintained what they called a shared safe space, a location where they spent time away from the pressures of public life. Some interpreted this as living together. Others argued that it might simply be a place they visited frequently. But the phrasing suggested intimacy. Routine. A familiarity that cannot be performed or staged. And so the speculation intensified. Commentators across the industry began debating how this revelation would affect their careers, their future projects, and the perception of on-screen pairings. But something unique happened. Instead of criticism, instead of controversy, an overwhelming wave of support rose from fans globally. They celebrated the idea that two stars, who had given so much of their lives to the public, had found comfort in each other. The narrative did not spiral into scandal. It transformed into a moment of collective awe. Within the industry, whispers continued to grow. Some crew members hinted that the warmth between them was obvious long before the world noticed. Others revealed that their connection was rooted not in grand romantic gestures but in quiet compatibility, the kind of bond that forms when two people understand the weight of fame and choose to face it not alone, but side by side. Today, as the world waits for the next statement, the next interview, the next public appearance where their expressions might reveal more than words ever could, one thing remains certain. This story is far from over. And if Dispatch's report is only the first chapter, the chapters still to come may reshape everything we thought we knew about their relationship. The hours following Dispatch's revelation were unlike anything the industry had seen in years. Comment sections filled faster than reporting outlets could refresh. Newsrooms scrambled to rewrite headlines. Editors canceled planned segments to focus on a single story that seemed to swallow the entire entertainment ecosystem in one breath. And yet, beneath all the noise, beneath the shock and the celebration, one question lingered with quiet intensity: how long had this been unfolding behind the scenes, invisible to the public eye, protected by two people who understood more than anyone how fragile real happiness can be in an industry built on illusion? To understand the depth of this moment, one must go back to the earliest signs, those faint, almost imperceptible details that fans noticed but never dared to claim as evidence. It began at press conferences, where their glances stretched 1 second longer than necessary. It continued during rehearsals for award ceremonies, where their coordination seemed too natural to be purely professional. Staff members later shared that Yoona and Junho often seemed to communicate without speaking, as if they had built a private language made entirely of micro-expressions. A shift of the shoulder. A softened gaze. A shared laugh at something no one else seemed to understand. One stylist, speaking anonymously, described how she noticed Junho's demeanor change whenever Yoona entered a room. He would straighten subtly, not out of nervousness, but as if grounding himself. Yoona, on the other hand, would grow noticeably more relaxed in his presence, her usually poised posture loosening into something warmer, something quieter, something unmistakably intimate. At the time, no one questioned it. They were co-stars, after all. Co-stars with exceptional chemistry. But hindsight, as always, painted the picture differently. In private spaces where cameras never reached, their relationship took root. A director who worked with them on a recent project revealed that during breaks, the two often sat close, not in a way that attracted attention, but in a way that suggested a comfort built on trust. They shared snacks. They exchanged scripts and notes. They debated character motivations with surprising intensity, as if both secretly believed that the other's insight was indispensable. There was no flirtation. No performative teasing. Their connection was grounded, adult, and steady. It was during the colder months, according to Dispatch's report, that their relationship transitioned from quiet familiarity to something far deeper. Busy schedules forced them to become efficient with their time, and so evenings spent alone became evenings spent together. A dinner shared after a long day. A conversation that lasted longer than planned. A sudden realization that talking to one another felt strangely natural. The kind of natural that does not burst into existence with loud declarations, but instead builds itself slowly, brick by brick, until one day both individuals look up and realize they are standing inside something resembling home.